The first contest of Halloween Havoc from Chattanooga, Tennessee is the Chamber of Horrors. This special attraction will involve two teams, each team consisting of 4 team members. The match will be confined to the Chamber of Horrors, which is equipped with several instruments of torture. The object of the match is to put a member of the opposing team in the Chamber of Horrors chair of torture, and then to pull the fatal lever, which will render one of the teammates helpless. And now the participants in our electrifying first contest. Ladies and gentlemen, from team number 1, Argentina, 7 feet, 7 inches, weighing 454 pounds, the largest athlete in the world, El Gigante. And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing team number 2, parts unknown, weighing 399 pounds, Big Van Vader. Also representing team number 2, from the Diamond Mine, he weighs 297 pounds, the Diamond Stud. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from team number 2, he hails from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, 287 pounds, Cactus Jack. Wrestling fans, representing team number 1 in the Chamber of Horrors from Detroit, Michigan. Total combined weight, 525 pounds, with Scott, the Steiner brothers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final member of team number 2, from the Sudan, weighing 465 pounds, Abdullah the Butcher. And ladies and gentlemen, rounding out team number 1, he is from Venice Beach, California. He weighs 251 pounds, the United States heavyweight champion. This is Steve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what an ovation for the Stinger. The UTC Arena is full to capacity, and Cactus Jack and the Stinger are starting it out. There's Abdullah, and they haven't even made it to the cage.
Very interesting rules in this match, Jim, and basically it's going to be no rules until someone gets put in the chair of torture, and look at them, they're everywhere.
Gigante and Van Vader have hooked it up. Scott Steiner and the Diamond Stud, and Rick Steiner's got that chainsaw. Referees now trying to get Sting and Steiner in the cage.
The kendo stick is in there, and they can use it.
Remember, the object of this is very simple. is to place a member of the opposing team in the chair of torture. And sometime during the match, the chair of torture will be lowered down in the ring. And the first time ever, there you see a unique camera shot. There's someone came out of one of those caskets. But the referee has a camera mounted on his head. First time this has ever been used in professional wrestling.
Well, Jim, you're right about somebody being in one of those caskets. It was a masked man. And we talked about you never know what to expect in the Chamber of Horrors. Somebody popped out of the casket and is regretting it because Scott Steiner looks in great shape. And Rich got over to the other casket. He's climbing the other casket.
Over 2,600 pounds combined weight from these 8 athletes. The ring has been reinforced for this one. The object, remember, is not to pin or to make your opponent submit in this. It's to compete and finally wear down one member of the team. And when the small cage that contains the chair of torture is lowered down the ring, then to put your opponent in that.
Well, you know, I think here as we take a look at Abdullah, we know that Cactus Jack was not originally scheduled to be part of the Chamber of Horrors, but he wanted to be in it. And I think the motivation is all about Sting.
What a move there by the Stinger, taking out Vader, who weighs 399. Gigante trying to pull down the Diamond Stud. This is much like a battle royal concept, except we'd have no pins or submissions, and Stinger up and over. Big Vader. Vader and Tatsumi Fujinami won the annual New Japan Tag Team Tournament just about 2 weeks ago. That's the referee camera.
And Jim, that chair is coming down right now from the ceiling. These athletes better get out of the way. They're going to be in trouble.
The chair of torture in that small cage. Cactus Jack, he may be mashed under there.
Boy, he just didn't get out.
And now the focus will go on this, in this small cage. It contains the chair of torture, as it's being called. The objective now is to get a member of a team in there. And when the lever is pulled, which is mounted on the side of the big cage, at that time, someone's going to get a rather shocking experience, and this match will then end.
It's going to take a long time, too, for someone to get worn down enough to put him in that chair, I can tell you. And you take a look at Nick Patrick, he has the referee on. Wait a minute.
Rick Steiner is in there. No one is near the lever. The lever, you can see in the very right part of your screen on the big cage there. What a Steiner line. Takes out Vader. Sting and Cactus Jack, they've been having wars throughout WCW. And oh my God, he just dropped that heavy top of the coffin right on the head of Cactus Jack.
What are these, the ghouls? They're coming down here with a stretcher. I guess they are going to wait until someone gets put in the chair of torture and the lever gets thrown. Only at Halloween, Jim.
It's that time of the year. Even Big Abdullah's trying to scale now to the top of the cage. What a sight that is. Again, another look at the referee camera. Man, bodies are laying everywhere. Diamond Stud lying on top of the coffin, one of the coffins. Cactus Jack ran viciously, face first into the steel by Rick Steiner.
So far, Jim, there has been no semblance of any teamwork from either team. It's going to take teamwork for somebody maybe to double, triple team a guy to getting into that chair and getting strapped down.
Wow!
He broke it.
Cactus Jack has been lacerated very deeply. They broke that stick right over his head. The Diamond Stud now tastes the steel. And a right hand from Rick Steiner. Vader has the sharp end of that stick and he's using it on it. 7'7" Gigante, Cactus and Sting. What tremendous rivals they are. Again, Cactus Jack has been battered and bloodied here already in the early going of this one.
You know, this is very high risk for the U.S. champion to do something like this, because he's way up there. He could fall off, and then you could forget about any U.S. title shots for a long time. That's what you're calling getting the tempers away.
Well, that's the kind of man he is, Tony. Sting, the United States champion, is a fighting champion. He is without a doubt the most popular athlete in WCW today. And all 8 of these men, quite frankly, are risking their careers by signing this match. Abdullah looks to be lacerated as well. Now they're trying to chain him to the cage. Oh, my gosh! Cactus Jack went all the way over the top rope, face first into the steel from that great momentum from Sting. Now Sting has a stick. I don't even know how that got in the ring. Is that
the kendo stick?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest about it.
It's the one that they broke over the head of Cactus not too long ago, and it may be that one.
Tremendous right hands from the 297-pound Diamond Stud.
Jim, we should also mention, you see those chains, they have handcuffs. Now that can help out. If you can isolate one man, handcuff the rest. Watch out, Sting's in there.
Sting's in that chair. Scott Steiner coming to his aid there, along with Gigante. The switcher box just over the shoulder there of Nick Patrick. And they're using chains. There it is, right there. When that lever is a flip of a, assuming that's what it's going to happen to them when they get in that chair. Rick Steiner using that stick right over the head of Abdullah. Man, this one is hard to call, and fans, for that we apologize. But you've got 8 bodies in there, and that's just a free-for-all to kick off Halloween Havoc 91. Action all over the ring. Gigante out there with a Diamond Stud. Scott Steiner being slammed on the outside by Vader. Sting now has paired up with Abdullah. And that's a look from the referee.
Well,
look at him using that stick as a weapon. Has Abdullah been handcuffed to the cage? I can't tell.
he really has Sting, and apparently he's trying to choke Sting using the cage, jabbing something into his throat.
I think he jabbed into his head as well, because I think Sting may be bleeding. This one is really taking its toll on these courageous athletes. This match indeed is not for the weak at heart.
Well, no, it's not for the weak in heart, but it's for someone like Cactus, it's for someone like Abdullah, and I really think the Steiner, Sting, and Gigante is at a disadvantage because of that.
Scott Steiner's first appearance since his surgery to reattach his bicep, and man, he picked a heck of a match to debut in, didn't he, Tony?
What a comeback.
What are the ghouls, I suppose?
Apparently they are, with the white faces. And Rick Steiner right now has the remains of that kendo stick just jabbing at the chair. He's very curious about what it contains. I tell you what, Cactus Jack is a mess.
Rick Steiner with that stick right in the head, using the point of it in the head of Abdullah, and now again using it as a weapon.
Cactus Jack is going up near the switch.
Cactus Jack knows the object of this one. And an obvious low blow by Rick Steiner, trying to save his brother. Sting pulls Cactus down from the switch. Gigante trying to maneuver the Diamond Stud back into that chair of torture area.
And I would think because of the chair of torture, because of the opening being facing us, that right now, Rick Steiner is not in a good place, neither is Abdullah the Butcher. They need to get away from that front.
If there is any strategy, I think that's a very good point, Tony. You would want to stay away from the opening of the chair of torture. Man, they're using everything in this match that's not nailed down. They've got some brave cameraman inside the cage.
And Rick Steiner's almost in, Jim. He is in. Two men, double teaming.
Scotty trying to use that stick on the Diamond Stud. And Rick needs to get away from that, because if somebody's over there and flips that switch when Steiner's in there, his team will lose, and he may lose more than that. Gigante, the biggest man in WCW, hammering Abdullah.
They're right in front again. Steiner does not want to be there. And Cactus Jack is up near the switch. Cactus Jack is up near the switch. There he is. They're ready. They're going to put Steiner in there.
Steiner's got to fight for his life. Oh, he belly to belly boot. He's got Abdullah in there. He belly to belly. What strength by Rick Steiner. He's trying to hook Abdullah. The crowd here going crazy in the opening moments of Halloween Havoc. Cactus Jack, he thinks Steiner's in there, but it's Abdullah. Cactus Jack thought it was Rick Steiner, but Abdullah. My gosh. Think about what he's experiencing.
He's getting cooked. And I think he's well done, guys.
What a wild matchup. The ring's even on fire. They use sticks, they use steel. A lot of blood was spilled, and Abdullah felt the power of the chair of torture.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the Chamber of Horrors, the team of El Gigante, the Steiner brothers, and Steve.
Now, Jim, apparently the big guy is still out.
Well, I have been around the sport probably more years than I like to comment on, but I have never, ever witnessed a cage match with the ferocity of that one. You had 8 men in there, and their objective was not to pin anyone, not even to make someone submit, to throw them over the top rope. I don't know the condition of Abdullah the Butcher, and I don't see anybody rushing to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, as a matter of fact. Maybe Cactus Jack could take that assignment, but the plan backfired because Cactus Jack thought that Rick Steiner was in the chair, Tony, but when he turned back around, Rick Steiner just belly-to-bellied Abdullah and set him down.
Now he's going to try to touch Abby to see how he is here. And unhook him now from the chair of torture. What a wild event this was.
Cactus Jack a little frantic. There, but he's opened his eyes.
Oh, he knocks him down.
Abdullah's a little, well, he obviously is a little deranged. My gosh, he's kicking anything that's around. And now the men that brought down the stretcher, every one of them getting beat up.
Well, I guess when he opened his eyes, he thought he was in heaven and he knew he shouldn't be there. And he's hitting everything that moves, you're right.
My gosh, what a situation here. The team of Sting, El Gigante, and the Steiner brothers have won it.